When the March 11th earthquake struck Japan last year, its force was 275 times greater than the deadly 9/21 earthquake still remembered by the people of Taiwan. The Japan quake was particularly destructive because of the tsunami it created. Tonight we take a closer look at progress made in affected coastal areas, focusing on a village that's been rebuilt where a strip of restaurants has opened. Here people who lost loved ones and their livelihoods persevere, hoping to build a better future for later generations.
More than 1 year after the great earthquake of eastern Japan, we visit the disaster scene. Joining us is Masaki Baba, a volunteer assisting with rebuilding efforts. Over the past year, Masaki Baba has visited the disaster area in the northeast many times. In this wasteland, he finds it hard to connect his memories to the landscape in front of him. Even a satellite-based navigation system is of no help.
A vast void. These words illustrate my memories fade after disasters. On May 24th, 1960, a major earthquake struck Chile. A 5.3-meter tsunami from South America came and flooded the area. This time, it was 3 or 4 stories high.
A nearby city was ravaged. After the tsunami turned the northeast into a disaster zone, most of the supermarkets and stores closed. Nearly 2,000 fishing harbors along the coast were also destroyed. The area lost the busy feel of a fishing town. Now, it's empty and filled with sorrow. Among the debris, rebuilding is slow but constant. The day will come when the city rises again. But can the same be said about the people's soul? Buried in these ruins, we see an area called Fuko Yataimura. It's a recovery village where a strip of food stalls has opened. Masaki Baba wanted us to search for an answer here. As noon approaches, noodle shop owner Tsukiko Otomo is preparing for the customers who will soon arrive.
I've been making these noodles for many years. I'm not used to this kitchen because it's so small. Things are really hard. My mind is stuck on what the kitchen used to be, so I don't always remember where everything is. It can be quite a shock when I burn myself on something.
Before the tsunami, Otomo had a 2-story noodle shop. She lived on the 2nd floor. The kitchen alone was twice the size of the shop she has now. Then the tsunami came. It destroyed her business of 35 years. 8 months after the tsunami, volunteers have built temporary shops for people who lost their businesses. Fuko Yataimura represents a new beginning.
There are 6 buildings. I live in one of these temporary prefab houses. Each building has 6 families. My unit is the last one in the back. There is gas, electricity, and a hot water heater. Everything I need is here. There are also furnishings to keep away the cold, so we can stay comfortable. This is my home.
Generally, the Japanese don't invite strangers to their home. But Tsukiko Otomo was open when speaking to us. The living room is only about the size of 4 tatami mats. It includes some photos that Tsukiko Otomo saved. There's a photo where she's holding her granddaughter and another of her and her father. But we're most curious about the photo of her and a Japanese star.
That is Ken Watanabe. It's like the one you saw in the shop. I put this smaller photo in my home. I cherish the memory of standing beside Mr. Watanabe. He tapped me on the back and told me to keep working hard. After I heard this, I put all the heartbreaking memories of the earthquake and the time that followed behind me. It's like he gave me immense strength. I'm very thankful.
Tsukiko Otomo wipes away the tears on her face. Her smile gradually returns. Suddenly we realize that smiling allows her to forget sadness. In the evening, Tsukiko Otomo goes back to her shop. Some of her customers are disaster victims who lost their homes. Some came from other parts of Japan to assist in rebuilding. While eating a bowl of noodles, they get a warm feeling of home.
私たちのような
There are many companies like us that act as half volunteers. We provide publicity or invite reporters here. For example, if business isn't good at a few shops, we can do additional advertising. We use this method to help the stores.
工夫はしてないですね。
I don't have a particular skill. I just place great importance on interpersonal relationships. When customers tell me they enjoyed the food, I become very happy. The earthquake destroyed my home and store. After, the support people provided allowed me to get this new store. My thoughts changed. The person I am now doesn't think about the future. I focus entirely on the present. After the March 11 Eastern Japan earthquake, I began to focus on what I could do now. I just wanted to work as hard as I could and maintain that attitude. But I also think about how the city of Kesennuma will be left to my grandchildren and other youths. I wonder what should be done. How can we pass these enormous problems onto them? I have trouble accepting it and often feel uneasy. Therefore, I treasure each day I have. I live happily, with an open mind. I just hope that the children can remember their mother's attitude toward life. Every day, I hope for this.
The calamity is past and the recovery is underway. Perhaps there is no end in sight. But losing everything has allowed these people to cherish what they already possess.